The NBA's new CBA with luxury taxes and aprons is a bean. And that ain't no cap. Actually, it is a cap. It's salary cap. Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay. What is up, NBA fans? Shout out to my San Antonio Spurs fans. Welcome to TSR Sports, and I'm doing an article from Bleacher Report that Miss TSR sent me in regards to every NBA team's toughest upcoming financial decisions. I don't know if this is regard to trades or contract extensions. We're going to do a live reaction to this article. But before I do so, I want to drop some thoughts on what might be in here. Of course, drop a comment down below on your team. So there's going to be a lot of Spurs fans. What do you think the biggest financial decision coming up this offseason is for your respective team? First off, the Milwaukee Bucks. Are they going to trade Giannis? That would be a huge financial impact. Will that be in this article? I was thinking about the Celtics, who are way over, as far as I know, the first and second apron. They have some big contracts on their roster. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who's out for next season. Are they going to try to move on from Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, or both? I'm thinking about the Lakers. I don't think Luka Doncic is up for extension yet. And I think Austin Reeves just got one, or he's up for one. I don't know. Be curious on the Lakers. As a San Antonio Spurs fan, I think Jeremy Sohan's contract extension is going to be on here. What exactly is his market value right now? I don't know, 15 million, 20 million, somewhere between. The Phoenix Suns trying to move on from Kevin Durant or Bradley Beal or both. And then the Pelicans 76ers were ravaged by injuries. Very curious if any of their overpriced stars, like a Paul George, are in this article. So let's just get to it. I assume this is going to be alphabetical. Maybe. Maybe not. All right, yes it is. Atlanta Hawks paying Dyson Daniels. He had a breakout year, led the league in steals, I think, with about 3 per game. Starting payroll, with this, we'll be here all day trying to do this, so we're going to have to gloss over some of these. Paying Dyson Daniels. Rejection Dyson. Okay, we can do that. Daniels gets at least $94 million over 4 years. It's almost 25 a year. Whew. Boston Celtics, time to avoid massive taxes, and there is Kristaps Porzingis. KP right in there. They are way, way over. They're over the second apron. You can see it right there. The payroll is going to be about $230 million. So, yeah, decisions on free agents. Al Horford and Luke Cornett are pending, but Boston will look for bargains and significant salary dumps. Yes, actually, 2 of the players I mentioned are right there above. KP at $30 million, Drew Holiday, $100 million over 3 years. Yeah, the Celtics are going to make a lot of moves. Oh, who's this? Sorry, went a little too fast. The Brooklyn Nets, what to spend on? And you have a lot of lottery picks, or a lot of first round. Oh my gosh, look at all their first round picks. 8, 19, 26, 27. I don't know. What are you spending on? Charlotte Hornets continue to invest in subpar product. What? Is this talking about selling the team? The Hornets quietly explore moving Ball and Williams. Regardless, an extension for Williams will likely wait. All right. Ball's been hurt a lot. Chicago Bulls, Giddey's restricted free agency, so to bring him back or not makes sense. Without any trades, the Bulls have enough to pay Giddey $30 million in his first season and you to finish. All right, I guess the question is to pay out Giddey and Nikola Vucevic's contract. All right. Cleveland Cavaliers, can they afford Ty Jerome? I've seen this one pop up a lot, and the answer generally is no. Aren't they way, way, way? Yeah, they're over the second apron right here. Yeah, they're going to have to make some huge decisions. All right, so a lot of this is in regards to salary cap issues, apron issues. Dallas Maverick, Kyrie Irving's future. He's going to miss most of next season. I believe he's under contract. Irvin and the Mavericks come to terms on a new 3-year deal, perhaps under $30 million that increase. So, wait, is he under contract or is it expiring? He's got a $44 million option. Nobody's going to sign him out. He's going to miss most of the season. Dallas in a tough spot. I think they're going to get a vet, maybe like Chris Paul, to start at point guard until he's good to go. Denver Nuggets, Jokic needs help. They are, wow, they have some issues payroll-wise too. And I'll link to this article because I don't have time to do the whole breakdown every single part of the caps, but you can see where a lot of teams like the Denver Nuggets, who I didn't expect would be that far over, but they're over the first apron and just under the second apron, which would create $14 million in tax. So if you guys are wondering what's the big deal with these aprons, you start paying some big money. If we jump back to the Celtics real quick, who are way, way over. Is this, no, that's Nets. Do they show the projected tax? Initial repeater tax. Wait, this can't be right, is it? Initial repeater, because they were over this season. Initial repeater tax? Can somebody clarify this right? Do they have to pay $271 million in tax? That can't be right. Are the penalties that high where the Celtics, their tax could be more than their payroll? If that's the case, and I'm not an expert with the new CBA, that is absolutely brutal. So this shows you, if this is accurate, why you need to stay way under. They don't want to pay out money worth more than the roster is. That's nuts. That's absolutely crazy. All right, we talked about the Nuggets. What we got up next? Detroit basketball, cap space or continuity. So what's going on with them? Continuity with minor improvements. Where are they cap-wise? All right, they're not in a bad spot. Okay, I'm guessing there's a lot to do with Cade Cunningham. Extension into supermax territory at $46 million a year instead of, okay, so all right, got it. Golden State Warriors, is Kuminga part of the future? That is a big question. I don't know. Sign and trade candidate. There you go. So the answer is no from Bleacher Report. Up next, we got the Houston Rockets star hunting. There's been a lot of talks about Giannis possibly going to the Rockets. They would actually have room on their cap, it looks like. So could that happen? And the Pacers, is it finally time to pay the tax? No, Miles Turner, who's in the picture, I do believe there's a question of whether they can retain him. Players like Topman and Mathurin could be moved to consolidate and provide space for Turner. So yeah, the question is, can they retain Miles Turner? I agree. Clippers, reinvest in Harden. Wow. That's not where you want to be. No. Los Angeles Lakers, finding a center. All right, so nothing to do with LeBron, Austin Reeves, finding a center. And they had the Mark Williams debacle, which they just put right there. Trying to trade for Daniel Gafford. All right, so they need a big man. That's their big financial decision. Memphis Grizzlies, paying Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J. That's something that's come up a lot on this channel. Could the Spurs get JJJ from the Memphis Grizzlies? The Grizzlies gave Jackson a $13 million raise to extend him at $51 million. Ooh. $50 million for Triple J. Former Defensive Player of the Year, I believe. 1 or 2. I can't remember. Miami Heat extending Tyler Hero. I see that happening. He's going to be expensive. Yep. $46 million a year. Milwaukee Bucks, what does it? Okay, so we already talked about that. I've beat that subject to being a dead horse with Giannis. I think they try to trade him and get whatever they can. The Minnesota Timberwolves, can they afford their roster? Naz Reid, I believe, is a player that they might not be able to retain. And you can see right here that they're probably going to be over the first apron but under the second, which would give them about a $7.5 million tax. They have some big salaries on there with Ant, with Julius Randle. The Timberwolves keep winning. The roster may quickly get increasingly expensive. Well, they didn't show up for Game 5 against the Thunder, so they're going to have some big decisions to make. The Wolves must also pay Naz Reid, who will presumably decline his $15 million. Yeah, he's going to look for a bigger and longer deal. New Orleans Pelicans. Oh my gosh, what a disaster due to injuries. DeJounte Murray's going to be out. When did he go down in early this year? So probably out until early next year. What's the projection for the Pelicans? The Pelicans discuss Zion Williamson trades, but they start the season with them on the roster. CJ McCollum may be on the move as a large expiring contract. Agree. New York Knicks recording Bridges. As of the time of this video, the Knicks might be knocked out of the playoffs by the Indiana Pacers, which, not shocked the Pacers are winning, but that the Knicks might go down 4-1, similar to the Timberwolves. Bridges gets a new deal. OKC roster space. Interesting. The Thunders trade some or all of their picks this summer for multiple future first rounders. I mean, they have Nikola Topic, who didn't play at all this season. They have the 15th overall pick in this draft. 2 first-round picks and a reasonably high second rounder. So, yeah. I mean, but that's a good thing. You're going to the NBA Finals and you still have a plethora of picks. That's a good thing. Orlando Magic improve without spending. That's tough to do. Projecting for them, sacrifice a bit on defense to add shooting via trade. Perhaps Anthony Simons or similar. Okay. The Philadelphia 76ers, can they really run it back? That team, another team just devastated with injuries. And George McCain, I don't know what they do. And they say the Sixers keep Grimes, Yabusele, most of the same team. I'd like Gershon Yabusele on my Spurs. Just going to throw that out there. The Phoenix Suns, what's up for Kevin Durant? What's up with Bradley Beal? Projection, Durant is gone before opening night. I agree. They gotta break up that team. That super team of Beal, Durant, and Booker. Not so super. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, didn't even make. Did they make the play-in? They didn't make the playoffs. Did they make the play-in or did they just miss it? I honestly don't remember. I don't think they made the play-in, did they? I think they missed the play-in. Portland Trailblazers to sign in the backcourt. Got to be talking about Anthony Simons there. Projection for them. Portland keeps Simons and Sharp, but won't force a bad deal. Okay? Sacramento Kings. What are the Kings doing? What are they doing? Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan didn't work in Chicago. So they said, hey, we'll be the Bulls with those two and Domantas Sabonis, and same results. I don't get it. They think they signed Keegan Murray. Okay. There's the Spurs. All right, going to spend a little time on this as I'm a Spurs fan. Star chasing. We have some room under the cap. Likely max will put us at $188 million, which is still under cap. The Spurs were chasing the play-in tournament until young star Victor Wembanyama got shut down in February. That was due to the blood clot. In the bigger picture, San Antonio can offer draft capital, including the number 2 overall pick, and young players like Vassell, Johnson, Sohan to pursue a third star. Perhaps they already have one at Stephon Castle. I hope so. Either way, the Spurs have enough other assets to chase another star without including the reigning Rookie of the Year. Projection. The Spurs make a run at a player like Giannis. Will Giannis greenlight the move or push for a larger market team? I don't see Giannis coming to the Spurs. I've talked about it length on the channel. Don't see it happen. The Raptors is R.J. Barrett a tax casualty? The projection is the Raptors deal Barrett possibly to a team like the Washington Wizards. Utah Jazz. Keep the bigs or rebuild harder. I agree with this right here. The Jazz shot marketing before the season and waiting on Clint Kessler agreeing. Now, I'm sorry if we're going really fast on this. I'm trying to get through all this on my breakout work. And the Washington Wizards exploit the other 29. What? The Wizards make at least 3 off-season trades. All right, I don't have a thumbnail for this because, well, I wanted this to be a surprise, so I can't do a thumbnail before I do the video. What do you guys think? This is a little disappointing. Yeah, not quite what I thought it was, but it was what I thought it would be. But it's content. It's something I want to talk about. It kind of gives you if you really dig into the article, which I wish I had the time to do. This would at least be a half-hour video if I really dug into it. Gives you an idea of where each, at least Bleacher Report's eyes, and maybe some fans would agree, what to do, what they have to do in the offseason, what issues there are, what you need to do to get under the cap, and I'm very curious for those that know what they mentioned with the Celtics since they're a repeat offender. Are you really getting taxed over $250 million if you're a repeat offender, which means it's absolutely crucial for you to get under those aprons? I can't see any team on any universe paying luxury taxes of that amount that's more than your roster. That's just crippling, and no owner wants that coming out of their own pocket, right? So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs, go.